Today's topic, we have Virginia new Lieutenant Governor-elect Winsome Sears going to CNN. And that was very interesting. This section of her interview is very interesting. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to prove to you that everything she said is right, all right? Especially the part about critical race theory, which is the reason why her and the new governor, the new Virginia governor, actually won their most recent election. So let's go ahead and watch this.
More broadly, you oppose critical race theory being taught in schools, which I should say is not part of Virginia's curriculum. You did say, though, that the good and the bad of American history should be taught, and that we should also tell viewers you're the former vice president of the Virginia Board of Education. So explain how you think race should be taught in Virginia public schools.
Well, let me back up. I beg to differ that CRT is not taught.
I didn't say that. I just said it's not in the curriculum, just to be clear.
No. It is part of the curriculum. It's weaved in and out of the curriculum. In fact, in 2015, former governor, who was just defeated, McAuliffe, his state board of education had information on how to teach it, so it's weaved in. So, you know, it's semantics, but it's weaved in. What we want to say, and what Governor-elect Youngkin has said, is that all of history must be taught, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because what we learn from history, Dana, is that we don't learn from history, and we continue to repeat the same mistakes. But while we're talking about history, how about we talk about how people from the 1890s, black people from the 1890s to about 1950, 1960, according to the U.S. Census, had been marrying in a percentage that had far surpassed anything that whites had ever done. When we talk about the Tulsa race riots, let's ask ourselves, how did the black people amass so much wealth right after the Civil War so that it could even be destroyed? How did they do that? You know, they were coming from nothing, from zero.
Yep.
Some of them never even got the 40 acres and a mule. Let's try to emulate that. The one thing that the slaves wanted, well, three top things: their freedom, certainly. Then the next thing was they wanted to find their families. And the third thing was they wanted an education. And my God, when did education become a bad word among black people? No, we are going to have a good education system. It's going to represent all people, and I'm going to help see that through, because education lifted my father out of poverty when he came to America with only $1.75. Education lifted me because I have to find my own way in this world, and education will lift all of us.
Beautiful. Everything she said, I agree with. Everything she said. Please let me know in the comment section if you disagree with anything she just said there. Anything she said. What do you disagree with here? Nothing. Everything she said is powerful and beautiful. But I wanted to talk about the beginning here, because that's what's funny. Here.
Should be taught in Virginia public schools.
Well, let me back up.
Yep.
I beg to differ that CRT is not taught.
I didn't say that. I just said it's not in the curriculum, just to be clear.
Just lying. Watch this.
I didn't say that. I just said it's not in the curriculum.
When you say something is not in the curriculum, if a parent come to you and say, are you going to teach this to my kid? And you say, no, it's not in the curriculum. If you're a teacher, you are basically telling the parent it's not in the curriculum, so it won't be taught. But it is being taught, all right? And I'm about to show this to you. If you go to, you might not like my source, but it doesn't change the fact that it is true. Here from the Federalist, you can go ahead and read it from the Federalist in education. Explosive document prove McAuliffe administration per CRT in Virginia school. You can go ahead and read it. It's all there. The problem is most people nowadays don't care about looking for facts and truth online, right? Most people don't care about that. They're tired. They go to work, come home, turn the TV on, listen to what somebody like Dana Bash on CNN has to say, and then they go to sleep believing what she says is true, right? A parent will come and watch that video, which was on CNN. Somebody who's a CNN viewer will go and watch that video and say, well, CNN said it's not in the curriculum. And the lady said, yeah, this is just a semantic type of argument or type of talking. You saying it's not in the curriculum, but it's being taught. It is being taught. All right, which takes me to Mark Olive lie here on Christopher Rufio. You might not like Christopher Rufio. It doesn't change the fact that everything in this website is true. Mark Olive CRT lies. All right, I'm not going to waste your time too much here. I just want to bring you to this section right here. All right, this section right here says this is the superintendent's memo 01519, and you can Google this. Commonwealth of Virginia Department of Education. All right, and the governor at the time, who just got, lost his job, approved of this. He approved of this. All right, it says subject resources to support student and community dialogue on racism. All right, those are resources. If you go to page 3, it says here resources for teacher and parent facilitating classroom discussion. You can look at the list, but if you go to the last page, even this page right here, we have Dr. Lane's February reading list. I have received several inquiry and requests for the latest literature that examine the issue associated with racial inequity in education. Below are several pieces that I and other members of the Virginia Department staff are reading this month based on recommendation that we have received. So they are reading this. So we have white fragility, between the world and me. Let's go to the next page. No BS. Batsa, black people need people who believe in black people enough not to believe every bad thing they hear about black people. And then the last one here, watch this. Foundation of critical race theory in education. It says, the emergence of critical race theory marked an important point in the history of racial politics in the legal academy and the broader conversation about race and racism in the United States. It's right there. It's right there. I just show it to you. It is. And it was in the Virginia curriculum, Virginia Department of Education. It's right there. But CNN will tell you, no, it's not in the curriculum. And every parent who voted for this new governor are white supremacists and they're being lied to and all the above. Come on, bro, it's right there. These people are lying. The thing with CNN is, once CNN, MSNBC, all the left-wing media, all right, once they find, and yes, sometimes Fox, because let's not lie to each other, right? Let's not lie to each other. We're trying to help each other. Even the right-wing media, sometimes people on the right are doing certain things that the right-wing media don't want to bring up, right? Because it's all about division. It's all about division. But the right lied a little bit less than the left. That's my humble opinion. You can let me know in the comment section. You can let me know, all right? But anyway, Christopher Rufo, I said Rufio before. I apologize, Mr. Christopher Rufo. Christopher Rufo actually have so much information about that topic, right? If you follow him on Twitter or if you come to this website right here, then you can actually read it for yourself. And the reason I'm talking about this is because CRT is just an evil ideology, bro. That is not something that should be taught to kids. Basically, they're telling white kids that they are oppressor because of the color of their skin, and black kids are oppressed because of the color of their skin. It's all about skin color, right? And I think that is evil. But going back to the video that we just watched, everything that lady said was true, right? Everything she said. I like the part when she started talking about black people after the Civil War, and black people during World War I, World War II were able to just come together. They had 3 things they focused on. I wrote it down. It was freedom, family, and education. Bro, we are free. I am black. I'm in the United States. This is the greatest country on earth. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. Obviously, you can tell I have an accent. I wasn't born here, but I'm moving to this beautiful country 15 years ago, and I love it. I'm not going anywhere. All right? I'm staying here, bro. This is the greatest country on earth. I have freedom. We are all free. I have freedom. I can talk to you here using computers and being online, and I can go outside, go to the mall, go to a store, and do whatever I want. This is the greatest country on earth, bro. And then she talked about family. Black people used to be really about family. It was so important. But nowadays, I don't know. It's not the case anymore. The divorce rate in the black family, the father absence, it's huge. All right. All of us here, if you live in the United States, you know at least one person or know somebody who knows somebody who's a father who's not living with his kid. Like the absence of black father, it's big and it's a problem. It's a problem because that kid doesn't have a role model, right? You need a role model as a kid. I was blessed enough to be raised with my family, with my dad and my mom, and it's just the way it is. And then education. Bro, this lady right here, Dana Bash, she got here because of her education. You cannot tell me that she became a CNN, I'm not going to say whatever she wants to call herself in CNN, all right? Dare say journalist, but anyway, you tell me. She got there because of her education. I'm pretty sure she has diplomas. She went to school. She learned how to do whatever she's doing, right? And that lady right here, she said, right? She said, Winsome Sears, she got there because of her education. Her father became something because of his education, right? I understand that if you are a smart person, you can basically become whatever you want to be. If you believe in God and you have God in your life and you trust God and you trust yourself, you have faith, you can do anything in this world, right? You can do anything. This is just beautiful. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Dang, CNN lies. They try to lie right there. They try to lie to a lady who work in the Board of Education. It's like, that's like an insult. It's like, I work there. And you try to tell me that it's not in the curriculum, that it's not being taught when I work there. Bro, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. CNN, bro. Just a bunch of liars. MSNBC too. I can't wait for her to go and talk to Joy Reid on MSNBC. Wow.